Hi, this is Self-Discovery Support, and this is an open message for the collective. Okay, so today we are using the Wandering Heart Oracle deck and the Modern Day Tarot, and what we have on the spread here is the Superlunaris Tarot. Okay, so the card that we pull first is honor your word. That is something. Okay, now this has so many meanings. This is somebody who has valor, has what I would call integrity. But a lot of what this card talks about is integrity for yourself as well. You know, a lot of times we think that honoring your word only has to do with almost like creating an image or a quality of life for other people. But this card really reminds us that you actually have to do this for yourself first before you can fulfill that for other people. And that's when you're gonna get like your truth, actually. You know, if you ever heard people talking about authenticity or being in their truth, it is what is right for me, what is my integrity leading me to do. And then when you are with people in those situations, as long as you're always in your truth, you know what you know what the right thing is to do. However, when we live in conflict, then we have issues. And that is a word to kind of segue into what we see on the deck, because we start with the Five of Wands. We start with the card of conflict. If this reading sounds like it's for you, you are feeling like someone that has had, there is deep conflict with someone, like there's no way around this. You are in a tense situation, and I almost feel like you are someone that has tried to live your life to please others. And it feels like you're the one in a connection or a family situation here that you've been the one trying to hold something together. You've been the one, because, you know, without you, what I'm seeing here is that this whole situation could just frizzle or be frazzled. So, you know, if you go back to honoring your word, you could be someone that is a little bit overly intent. Because this thing about this, you know, we're talking about honoring yourself as well. You could have an understanding. You could naturally be a very valorous type of person. You know, you have a lot of integrity. You have a lot of loyalty, a sense of protection, and high ethics and morals. But do you have that for yourself? Do you have a sense of what is fair treatment for you? Because the thing is that it feels like you're someone, when I'm looking at this spread, that is giving of yourself, giving and giving and giving, because you need to protect, you need to support, you need to stand by your word. But it doesn't feel like, it feels like without you doing all of this, this is actually not something that has feet to stand on. And I think you may want to examine that. You know, like, why do you feel the need to kind of hold something together? Because you made a commitment, even if other people are not doing what they need to do. Okay, so with the Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles, it's a lot of conflict, but it's leading to a change, because it feels like what I'm seeing here is we're not at the exhaustion point, but we do have the Death card in hidden energy, right? This is signaling that this situation cannot continue. And I know this may be hard to hear if this feels like you're reading, but it just, like, I don't even need to clarify yet, because there's so much here. Eight of Pentacles you have, and the Wheel of Fortune. So, right, this is the part where it comes in that you feel that you could have a belief that if you just do enough, things will be okay. Like, you can change things. Now I want you to examine if you really think that you can hold up the mountain, right? We really cannot change or control people. And what you're doing, you may feel exhausted, or you may have become used to this role. You might be someone that is, you have a strong tendency to prove your worth through work and through acts of service. And it feels like, there's a belief that you can change things. I want you to think about that, because if somebody doesn't want to change, if you're having to do all this work, people don't want to do things, then why do that? So it feels like you do take things seriously in terms of your commitments to people, and that is an amazing quality. However, we also should take the commitment to ourselves, to keeping ourselves seriously as well. We have the Two of Wands and the Seven of Wands. Okay, so it feels like, let's see what we have here. It feels like you're somebody that at this point, you could be almost like realizing that there are options out there, that there's more than what you have been doing, right? It feels like you've lost a lot of your energy and time in a situation that has just kind of it's probably sucked the life from you in a way, because it's probably felt very discouraging more than anything, because it's like as soon as you make efforts, it's almost like nothing happened. That's almost like throwing water into a bucket that has a hole. So it feels like we arrive at this point where you recognize that there's something here. There are opportunities out there, and maybe if you step beyond this threshold, scary as it may be, because you see, we hang on to people, we hang on to these situations trying to change them because it makes us feel more whole, and maybe we have to look more at ourselves. But here is, we're facing this option now. Do we step forward? Do we change? We have this Seven of Wands. Now, normally I read this as standing up for oneself, but it feels like maybe you are a little bit defensive against the idea of looking outwards, or maybe also you're in an environment where people don't like the idea that you're opening up to new. It's not funny, like people will take all that you have, but they don't like the idea that you may think about not giving to them anymore. The Emperor here. The Emperor is an energy that can be pretty kind of locked in, very solid, like this is what I have to do. It's very much like the honor your word card. Like the Emperor knows what they have to do, and they're going to take care of the people they have to provide for. But you still can't get off your mind that you're seeing doorways open up. Something is showing you doorways opening up for you. And I think you may be starting to question this. How much you want to stand by this situation that's just like on, off, flip-flopping. Death here. It flipped into the reverse, and so that tells me that there's a resistance to change here. Either you or the people around you. Okay. And I want to get some guidance for you. Let's get a second oracle card. Alright, so we had the fallback card on hidden energy, and now we have this orgasm card. It's a kind of a raunchy card, but it's saying this is a card of, to me, feeling good in life, pursuing what feels good, which is kind of the opposite of honor your word, right? Honor your word means you do have to make sacrifices, you do have to give up things, sometimes you neglect yourself. But the orgasm card is like taking a very different approach. It's pursuing what feels good to you, what feels like, what's natural, what's organic to you. And we do have two-face and familiarity in hidden energy, so it could feel like be careful a little bit about the people that don't want you to thrive, and it could be people who are actually around you. Yeah, but I do think that you're working through this tough period, and I think it's more about values, right? Like, what do you believe in and what is actually good for you. So this is your reading. I'm wishing you all the best in this situation, and if you do like this, please do leave a like, a comment, and of course subscribe, and I hope to see you on another reading. Take care.